How's everyone doing? It's good to see everyone.
Yeah, what's
Great
up?
to see you.
The energy.
It's a great show. If we're not excited, what's the point? It's Adrian. We spoke about with Metal Lord, so you knew what to expect.
I'm ready.
Always goodbye. Jaden, I always find it interesting because when there's original source material for a project, I'm just curious what your relationship is with that. Are you kind of looking at the books a lot? Do you want to kind of make your own kind of interpretation? Like, I'm curious about that a little bit.
I threw them all out the window. No, I read I read Livewire, which is the book right before the Mickey Bolitar series. So it gives a lot of background on who Mickey is and his family. But Harlan made it very clear to all of us. I think he even said to Adrian, like, ignore it. This show is going to be a little different. Harlan Coben has his daughter writing as well. So she brings a really fresh, young tone to the story and really brings the story out of the any datedness it might have since it was written 10 years ago. But it's high drama. I tried to separate myself from the trilogy that Mickey Bolitar is based off of, just so that I could accurately tell this new version of Mickey.
That's really well said. And I mean, I find it interesting because, if you look at a lot of things that you could describe, Harlan Coben's Shelter, I mean, the thriller, the mystery, the whodunit, and all the crime and everything, that content has always been around, but I feel like there's been kind of a big boom and surge in popularity of a lot of that stuff in kind of the mystery, crime, thriller realm. So I was just curious from an acting perspective, Abby, what's that like kind of working on a project in that kind of sphere, in that world, knowing that there's a big appetite for that content right now?
I mean, we're made to tell stories as humans. We're made to do this. It's I feel like what makes us so human, and we also a part of the human experience is experiencing so many emotions at once, and one emotion we love is fear, and to be surprised, to be, I don't know. I think it's just natural. I think it's what people want to see. I think what makes this show in particular really cool is that element definitely exists and stands and is what drives the story. But I think what's also really cool about it is you get to know the characters a lot. Like, it's not just pure. It's not scary just to be scary or anything like that. I wouldn't even necessarily call it scary, but you get to see these kids just trying to get through high school and doing kind of insanely risky things as they do it, while also trying to grapple with, like, being 16, 17, so.
I think there's also just a pattern of that in our history. Like, if you look back 100 years ago, in the early 20s, 30s, it's very common for humans to be very introspective but fearful of the future. Like, you look back and you see the Twilight Zone. That was the thing everyone wanted to watch. We wanted to know, what did our future look like? And you look at shows like Black Mirror now that are all about this thriller, sci-fi future. What does it mean to be human? And I think this show kind of handles that in a way where it's like this thriller story. There's none of the sci-fi. It's all very grounded and humble, but it's all about thinking about your future. What do you have coming up as a teenager?
And we're very much in the unknown as well.
The mysterious vibe.
And just in general, this year as a race, I think we're very much in this world of, like, we're
Fear.
going backwards and forwards, and it is fearful. Also, just as you were saying, going back even further, like, to cave paintings. We were making movies.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask, obviously, super, different characters compared to this one, to Metal Lords and everything. Does your mindset change a little bit, or is it all storytelling for you?
I think it's all storytelling, but I also think the context of the biggest thing when you're doing a job, not that I have a ton of experience, is just where you are in the world and who are the people you're working with. And that just instantly changes the dynamic and obviously the character you're playing. So it's the same. Oh no, there's actually too many things to say. I think one of the big things about this was that doing TV, it's so insane spending 4 months with a character rather than a 90-minute movie. and it's almost like a different medium at some points. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Metal Lord, shout out to Vampires of the Bronx, Jaden. I love that movie as well. And then shout out to Harlan Coben, Shelter, coming to Prime Video. Thank you all for your time. It was so great chatting with you.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.